In today's video, let's talk about how many sets are best to maximize your muscle gains. The truth is, there's no definitive answer. I know a lot of people like to reference that 2017 meta-analysis, which came to the conclusion that 10 to 20 sets per muscle group per week was best for maximizing your muscle gains. But the thing is, when you look at the studies used in that meta-analysis, the variables were very inconsistent across the board. Some studies had subjects that were trained, other subjects had studies that were untrained. Some studies used longer rest intervals, other studies used shorter rest intervals. Some studies had their subjects stop well short of true momentary muscular failure. Other studies had their subjects perform to the point of true momentary muscular failure. So it's really difficult to come to a set conclusion based on all these different studies, just kind of using it as a general guideline. Now, the studies where their subjects used shorter rest intervals and stopped well short of true momentary muscular failure, they found that the best muscle gains were the subjects who performed, I think it was like 15 to 16 sets per muscle group per week. So more sets were needed in order to experience that training effect to produce the greater muscle gains. I think there was a point where it was diminishing returns at that point there. But the other studies that they had their subjects use longer rest intervals and train to the point of true momentary muscular failure, they found that those subjects experienced best results with fewer sets. I think it was kind of around 8 or 9 sets per muscle group per week. They experience the best results there. So depending on the variables that you're using in your training, it's going to have a different impact on how many sets you need in order to experience the results that you desire. Now, for myself personally, there was a few years where my training was based on this research, where I was being very picky and choosy as to when I was training to true momentary muscular failure, and I was performing a lot more sets. So first set, I'd maybe leave 3 to 4 reps in reserve, second set 2 to 3 reps in reserve, and it was a last set best set approach where I'd give it absolutely everything I got. Now, my workouts were a lot longer, typically around 90 minutes, but I didn't mind that because I enjoyed my time with my fellow gym bros. I loved the camaraderie and found that I was getting great results from that training. But then about a year and a half ago, I decided to make a change. I got a lot more things going on in my life. I want to make my workouts a little bit more time efficient. So I decided to perform fewer sets, but give each and every one of those sets absolutely everything I got, leaving it all there on the gym floor and truly performing to that point of true momentary muscular failure. And I gotta say, I'm absolutely freaking loving it. Actually finding that I am recovering a lot better with this approach, which a lot of people argued against, saying that training to failure is going to take longer for you to recover. But you're performing fewer sets overall. There's still a lot of accumulated fatigue when you aren't training to the point of true momentary muscular failure, when you're leaving reps in reserve, but you have to perform more and more sets. That accumulated fatigue can take a toll on you. I definitely find I'm recovering better from fewer sets training true momentary muscular failure than I did when I was performing more sets, leaving more reps in reserve. My personal observation, as well as observations of my clients and other friends and colleagues as well, but we're all different. So you got to take that with a grain of salt as well. But really, I find that, again, my workouts are more time efficient. I'm recovering better. I'm just having a lot more fun in the gym. I think it's important to note, like when I made this change as well, like performing fewer sets for a muscle group per workout and per week, like I find a lot of muscle groups, it's probably that's like 6 sets per muscle group per week, per workout, is what I'm typically doing right now. And like a lot of people are stuck in that idea that you need to do 3 sets for each exercise. I'm finding a lot better to do like 2 sets for each exercise. So let's say I'm doing chest, I might do 2 sets of the hammer strength chest press there. Then I'll move on to 2 sets of incline dumbbell bench press, then 2 sets of cable fly. So you don't have to do 3 sets of each. Sometimes I can do that 3rd set of like a machine chest press or a dumbbell bench press. Your joints can start to feel a little bit, or you just find that you're not able to get anywhere near the amount of reps that you could on the first 2 sets. So why not just change exercises instead at that point, and you feel better and not necessarily fresher, but it's a different movement pattern that isn't quite as exhausted as the previous movement pattern there. So really kind of getting out of your own way in regards to kind of typical programming when it comes to the number of sets that you're performing for each exercise. So Again, these are just my own personal observations. It's more or less the observations of how I feel during my training, how I'm recovering during my training, how I'm enjoying my training. I'm at a point where I'm pretty much at or very damn close to my true genetic muscular potential. So really tough to say what approach is best for me personally in regards to muscle gains. So I really can't weigh in on that option, and it's really something that we have to kind of look at with the younger or more novice beginner type of lifters and seeing how they're responding to training. And oftentimes they're going to respond to just about everything. So really difficult. It's basically you got to go with what's going to suit you best. I've had some great conversations in the comment section below of some of my recent videos, which is why I always encourage you guys to share your thoughts, share your insights, share your feedback on these video topics and your own personal experiences so we can learn and grow together. I had one gentleman who mentioned that he can't train to true momentary muscular failure. He tries to leave about 3 to 4 reps in reserve because it just causes too much strain on his shoulder. He's got a bum shoulder to begin with. So he's being smart. He's listening to his body. He's doing what's in his best interest, knowing that, okay, I might be able to make my workouts more time efficient if I perform to the point of true momentary muscular failure, but it could lead to injury, which is going to set me back overall. So doing what is in your best interest. And another gentleman comment that for his arms, he's found that he needs to do at least 10 sets minimum in order to experience the kind of muscle growth that he desires, whereas others, some don't even do any kind of direct arm work. They're just relying more on what they're experiencing from their biceps getting the stimulus from their horizontal and vertical rows, their triceps getting the stimulus from their chest presses and shoulder presses. So some people do minimal arm work and experience great growth, their best growth, and others have to do a lot of sets. So, and again, it could differ from muscle group to muscle group. And again, there's nothing set in stone that says certain muscle groups respond better to more sets and certain muscle groups respond better to less sets. It's very individual. You really have to have that heightened sense of awareness, really be honest with your evaluation of what's going on, not just take someone else's word for it. You hear that I am loving fewer sets where I'm performing to the point of true momentary muscular failure for every set. So, well, that's what Scott's doing. That sounds like that's best. Like, if it intrigues you, if it fascinates you, it's something that you want to experiment with, try it yourself, but kind of forget about what my experience has been like and listen to your body. How is it responding best? Are you better training to the point of true momentary muscular failure for every set, doing fewer sets in total, making your workouts more time efficient? Or do you have the time to spend a little bit more time in the gym there? You can avoid training to failure for most of your sets and just do more sets in total. And you just feel that your joints are better in that regard. We're all going to be different, so I'd love to hear what your experiences are down in the comment section below. But there's so many other factors that come into play as well when it comes to the total number of sets that you're performing per muscle group, per workout, and per week. Like a lot of it has to do with other activities that you got going on in your life. I mean, my hockey season starts in less than 2 weeks right now, so really looking forward to that. I've got to juggle my schedule, my workout schedule, and the number of sets and everything I'm doing to make sure that my legs are going to be recovered when I'm on the ice. I'm not going to be cramping out there. It's not going to be some sort of interference effect. I'm also doing a hell of a lot more yoga, which involves a lot of inversions. I'm doing handstand practice each and every day. Not long, like just like maybe 5 to 10 minutes, little breaks here and there throughout the day. And then I have 2 classes that are very dedicated to being upside down for basically an hour there. So you really feel the shoulders, the traps, the back muscles doing a lot of work during those things. So like, how do I kind of tally that in the terms like how many sets I'm performing for shoulders, traps, and back, and kind of balance it out with my weight training. Right now, it's just trial and error for me at this point, where I was training 6 days per week in the gym, weight training, cut it back to 5, cut it back to 4. I'm likely going to cut my weight training down to 3 weight training sessions per week while I am really working on this inversion practice and trying to develop my functional strength. So doing a lot more calisthenic type movements here, which is building strength, which is having an impact on my body, can have a positive impact on muscle gains as well because it's so different for me. It's a different kind of stimulus that my body's not used to. So again, it's just trying to just based on my lifestyle, what I'm doing, what my activities are like, adjusting the sets that I'm performing for certain muscle groups to kind of complement each other there. So again, not going to be going by what certain research says is best if my lifestyle just doesn't, it's not practical for it as well. And again, you just got to look at many other factors involved in your lifestyle as well, just like time you can dedicate to your workouts, how many workouts you can perform per week, how long those workouts can be. Maybe you can only do 3 45-minute weight training sessions per week. It's going to make it very difficult for you to incorporate a lot of sets into your overall training. Yeah, you can reduce the rest periods there, but again, you're gonna have to perform more sets, kind of make it as effective as longer rest periods there. So really kind of listening to yourself, doing what's in your best interest, what's going to serve you well, not getting all caught up in the research. You gotta realize we're all different. So try something, see how your body responds, and evaluate from there. At the same time, there might be times where you realize, all right, this might not be optimal in regards to maximizing my muscle gains because my schedule is so tight and there's so many different other activities I want to incorporate into my lifestyle. I'm not going to be able to hit those set numbers, and I'm cool with that because I'm just making the most out of what I got. I'm living my life to the fullest. There's more to life than what I'm doing just here in the gym. I want to experience life to the fullest. I want to do all these other activities out there. So taking that all into consideration, not taking this so seriously in regards to exactly what you have to do in order to maximize your muscle gains. There's so much more to your life than just what's going on in the gym. And really, the best thing you can do is have that heightened sense of awareness to how your body is responding to different things, make subtle little changes, see how your body responds to those changes, and try to find what's going to suit you best in this moment, knowing that your life is going to change over time. There may be other activities you want to incorporate into your lifestyle. You got to try to find ways to balance it all out there. So those are my thoughts on this subject of how many sets are best for you. Like I said, there is no definitive answer. I'd love to give you an exact answer, do this, this, and this, but that's just not how things work. It's not real life. It's not practical. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a huge favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them. More than anything, I'd love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, share your insights, share your feedback, share how many sets that you typically perform per muscle group, per workout, and per week, and what the rest of your lifestyle is like, what other activities you're doing, and how you're kind of balancing things out. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Lose Fat, Get Jacked. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next video.